Hello, welcome to Dibs on Blue. My name is Stephanie, and this is my sign name. Today I want to show how to play the game Funkoverse. This is the DC version, but there are many others out there. There are expansions for the game as well, like this one, the Golden Girls. It's an expansion, but you can also play it by itself as a standalone game, so that's pretty cool. You can play with 2 to 4 players, and the game has different scenarios you can try with different objectives. For your first game, the rulebook outlines a quick start version of the game if you just want to dive in and start playing and then learn more rules later. But if you've played that or you just want to learn the full experience, I'll be showing that in this video. First, you have to choose which scenario you'll be using, for example, flags. Use the game board that matches that scenario. Look at the scenario and put down the corresponding point markers, dice, game markers, etc. This scenario uses flag markers. Each player needs a cooldown track. And to choose the first player, you can either flip the first player token or just choose who you want. Choose which base color you'll be using, black or white, which match the starting area on the game board. Choose 2 characters to play and attach the colored base to each one. You need the character cards that match the characters as well. There are dots on the card depicting which ability tokens the character uses. And the card lists the name, abilities, ability cost and type, defense value, and trait. Make sure you use the correct ability tokens for that character. Each character also needs 1 exhaust token. Look at the scenario to see if there are other setup requirements. For this one, it's just flag markers. The first player puts their character on the board in any 1 square in their starting area. The other players do the same. Take turns, and on your turn, choose a character. If the character is exhausted, you can't choose that character, however. You have 2 possible actions, and you can perform the same action twice if you want. Then that character will be exhausted. The first action you can perform is a move action. You can move up to 2 spaces, and you can move forward and back, side to side, or even diagonal. But if you arrive at a wall or another character, you can't pass through. The second option is to assist. This means if a character is knocked out, you can help that character stand back up. But you need to be standing next to that fallen character in order to assist them. The third possibility is to interact. This depends on the scenario, but basically there are a bunch of markers on the board, and choosing to interact means you can use a marker. You have to be next to or on the marker in order to interact with it. The fourth option is to use a character's ability. After using a character's ability, place the ability token matching the ability type on the cooldown track. Place it on the numbered space matching the ability's number. If the ability token isn't available, then you can't perform that ability. The fifth option is to use an item. If the character has an item, you can choose to use that. And once you use it, place the item card on the cooldown track. You may also wish to challenge. You have to be next to a character in order to challenge them. But some characters allow range, like Batman. You can challenge using your basic action by rolling 2 dice, or you may have an ability that allows a special challenge, rolling a certain amount of dice. The other player tries to defend themselves by rolling their defense value amount of dice. You want more successes to win the challenge. Rolling a blast is a challenger success. Rolling a shield is a success for the defender. Rolling 3 exclamation points mean 3 successes, no matter if you are challenging or defending. If the defending player wins, nothing happens. Play just continues as usual. If the challenger wins, the defending player is knocked out and the character is knocked down. If that knockdown character is successfully challenged again, that character is eliminated and removed from the game. Place the removed character on the numbered 1 space of the cooldown track. If a character is knocked out, they can't do any actions. Instead, that character can rally, which means they can stand up, but that's it. After that, that character is still exhausted like the other characters. When a character becomes exhausted, place an exhausted token on that character's card. Then it's the other player's turn, and once all of the characters are exhausted, the round is over. Now, everything on the cooldown track gets moved down 1 level. If your character was on the number 1 space on the cooldown track, it now gets placed back on the board. If an ability token or item moves off the track, you get it back. If a character, an item, is on the number 2 space on the cooldown track, it moves down to number 1 and it stays there until the next round is over. Remove the exhaust tokens from the character cards. The first player marker is given to the next player, and a new round begins and play continues. Once a player achieves the scenario objective, the game is over. Well, that's it for explaining Funkoverse. If you've enjoyed watching, subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Dibs On Blue Games. The Facebook page has a note listing friendly local game stores. And those are game stores who support this channel. So go check that out. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below and I will gladly respond. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.